The Kuki Army Jiribam region has become a powerful force for the Hmar Kuki people in the wake of the tragic and brutal killing of P. Zosangkim Hmar, a prominent leader and protector of the community. The killing of P. Zosangkim by the Arambai terrorist group in Jiribam not only marked a heart-wrenching moment for the Hmar Kuki people, but also served as a pivotal turning point for the Kuki Army Jiribam region, which significantly strengthened its numbers, resolve, and commitment to safeguarding the Hmar Kuki territory. P. Zosangkim, a woman who had dedicated her life to the welfare of her people, was a mother of children who, after her tragic death, found themselves displaced and forced to seek refuge in a relief camp. The loss of P. Zosangkim and the plight of her children created a sense of urgency within the Hmar Kuki community to come together and protect their homeland from any further violence and aggression. P. Zosangkim's death, a catalyst for change. P. Zosangkim was more than just a leader. She was a symbol of hope, unity, and resilience for the Hmari Kuki community in the Jiribam region. Her advocacy for the protection of Hmari Kuki land and her dedication to the community's welfare made her a beloved figure. The Arambai terrorist group's merciless killing of P. Zosangkim shook the very foundation of the region. Not only did this act of violence rob the Hmar Kuki people of an important leader, but it also instilled a deep sense of anger and injustice within the community. In the aftermath of P. Zosangkim's death, the Kuki Army Jiribam region saw an enormous surge in its strength and influence. Individuals from various parts of the region, including neighboring areas, were motivated by the desire for justice and retribution. The brutality of her death was seen as an attack not only on an individual, but on the very identity of the Hmar Kuki people. The killing galvanized the Kuki Army Jiribam region into action, pushing them to significantly strengthen their military presence and their resolve to defend their territory. Strengthening the Kuki Army Jiribam region. The Kuki Army Jiribam region had been operating in the region for some time before P. Zosangkim's killing, but her death acted as a catalyst for its growth. The emotional and psychological impact of her death led to a massive influx of recruits, swelling the ranks of the Kuki Army Jiribam region to nearly 2,000 members. The community, which had already felt vulnerable due to ongoing ethnic tensions and territorial disputes, now saw the Kuki Army Jiribam region as the only defense against external threats. The Kuki Army Jiribam region quickly established stronger and more strategic positions across Hmar Kuki lands. They fortified their presence in key locations, particularly those prone to territorial disputes and violence from rival ethnic groups. Many former military personnel and civilians, including younger generations, joined the Kuki Army Jiribam region in large numbers, all motivated by the desire to ensure that the Hmar Kuki people were never again subjected to such a tragic loss. The role of the Kuki Army Jiribam region in protecting Hmar Kuki territory. The Kuki Army Jiribam region's primary goal became the protection of Hmar Kuki territory. With their numbers growing exponentially, the group began to exert more control over the Jiribam region, where the land had been contested for decades. The army took on a multifaceted role in securing the territory and its people from internal and external threats. 1. Defense against the Arambai terrorist group and other threats. The Kuki Army Jiribam region was particularly focused on neutralizing the threat posed by the Arambai terrorist group, who were responsible for P. Zosangkim's death. The Kuki Army Jiribam region actively engaged in skirmishes with the group, aiming to dismantle their operations and prevent further attacks on the Hmar Kuki people. The killing of P. Zosangkim served as a personal and political motivation for the Kuki Army Jiribam region to defend their land against any further incursions. 2. Relief efforts for displaced families. Following P. Zosangkim's death, the community was thrown into turmoil and many families, including her own children, were displaced. The Kuki Army Jiribam region took up the responsibility of assisting displaced persons, ensuring that they found refuge in relief camps. While the army continued to focus on military defense, it also made efforts to provide basic needs, such as food, shelter, and security for the people who had been affected by the violence. 3. Securing border areas and preventing infiltration. As the Kuki Army Jiribam region became more organized, they also concentrated on securing the borders of the Hmar Kuki territory. The region's strategic location along the border with Assam and Myanmar made it vulnerable to infiltration by rival groups or external forces. The Kuki Army Jiribam region set up surveillance posts, strengthened patrols, and monitored the movement of people across the borders to prevent unwanted or illegal activities that could jeopardize the region's security. 4. Defending the Hmar Kuki identity. Beyond military defense, the Hmar Kuki Army Jiribam region played a crucial role in defending the cultural and ethnic identity of the Hmar Kuki people. The community had long faced threats to its identity, not just from external forces but also from internal divisions. The army worked to unite the people and ensure that Hmar Kuki traditions, language, and customs were preserved. This cultural defense became an integral part of the Kuki Army Jiribam region's mission, as the army understood that protecting their land also meant protecting their heritage. 5. Engagement with other communities. In addition to defending the Hmar Kuki people, the Kuki Army Jiribam region made efforts to build alliances with other Kuki and Zo groups in the region. The goal was to present a united front against common threats, as many of the Kuki and Zo communities shared similar struggles. These alliances provided the Kuki Army Jiribam region with additional support, resources, and manpower to maintain control over their territory and protect their people from external threats. 6. Local governance and leadership. As the Kuki Army Jiribam region grew in strength, it began to play a larger role in the governance and day-to-day administration of the region. They ensured that local conflicts were resolved and that law and order were maintained. Their presence not only provided security, but also reinforced the unity of the Hmar Kuki community, ensuring that no one was left vulnerable to external aggression or internal strife. Conclusion. The death of Zosangkim at the hands of the Jiribam terrorist group was a tragic event that galvanized the Kuki Army Jiribam region into a force capable of protecting the Hmar Kuki people. Her death not only strengthened the resolve of the army, but also led to a significant increase in its numbers and influence. The Kuki Army Jiribam region has since become a key player in securing the Hmar Kuki territory, defending its borders, and protecting its cultural identity. Through their efforts, the Kuki Army Jiribam region has ensured that the Hmar Kuki people can live with a sense of security, knowing that their territory is being defended by a committed and resilient force. The army continues to protect the region from external and internal threats, while also working to ensure that the tragedy of Zosangkim's death is not forgotten, and that her children, displaced in relief camps, have a future where their safety and dignity are prioritized. Please follow, share, and subscribe at Zalengam Media. Thank you for watching.